Hello. Welcome to the Goods. I know that you have been looking at us wearing our Fly Goods podcast gear and wondering where can we get those. Well, guess what? We have the answers for you. We have it here, Teespring. Go to Teespring and you will find all of this glorious merchandising, from t-shirts to mugs to, well, there's other toys, but we can't talk about that now. Go to Teespring. Enjoy our memorabilia. And we're back, all flash.
No substance.
So today's top 5 is the top 5 Ben Affleck. What?
Ben Affleck.
Oh, I thought you were gonna.
No, I was
you were
waiting. I was listening.
waving.
No, keep going.
All right, so the top 5 today is top 5 Ben Affleck movies, because freaking he's the bomb in Phantoms, yo. And but we wanted to we wanted to look at some old good stuff like Phantoms, but this is all stemming from Justice League,
right.
And it's all about Justice League right now. It's all about freaking Ben Affleck rocking it as Batman, getting redemption from freaking 2017's version. So let's go.
This made me think of a movie right
You're
now.
writing Phantoms on there. All right, Terrence, go first. Let's hear Phantoms at number 5.
Number
5.
Not Phantom.
It's not Phantom.
No, look, I love Ben Affleck. I had a conversation with Art, and we were talking out loud about this top 5, and there's a lot of films where he's in the movie but not the main part of the movie. So I tried to make sure I kept my top 5 to stuff where he was more of the lead or the major part of the film.
Okay.
I didn't include Phantoms.
All right.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Reindeer games.
All right. Number 5. We'll talk about what I just wrote down. Number 5. I went with, and people are going to hate me for this, I went with Armageddon.
Why not?
No.
Why not?
Because it's at 5. And I know some people really love that film.
I love that film.
Is that it should be probably my number 1, but it is not. I don't love it like that. I'm okay with it, and I love it more for Bruce Willis than I love it for fucking Ben Affleck.
That's very true.
And that's the reason why it is my number 5, because he was the reason, him and Liv Tyler were the reasons why I went to go see that movie.
Okay.
Not because Ben Affleck was in it. He was just in the movie for me. But
Good
he had
movie.
a big enough, it was a great movie. It was a great movie, highly inaccurate to what would happen if something like this was to happen.
Very true.
Watch Deep Impact. Don't watch this unless you just want to see Bruce Willis and Liv Tyler. But if you want to know some like more sciencey stuff, Deep Impact is what you want to actually pay attention.
Yeah.
But this one was a very entertaining film, and like the music and everything that went along with this film.
I mean,
was
Aerosmith.
It was
great.
a great film. I don't know why I didn't get a sequel.
But it was like one of those where, you know, it was back in the day where everything had a doppelganger, and it was Volcano,
Yeah,
Dante's
the
Peak,
Peak, yeah,
and it was Deep Impact, and Armageddon, and what was the other one?
Oh, those are
the 3, right? Those are the main 3?
Yeah, something like that. But I said, I don't know why I didn't get a sequel. They should have went back to the asteroid and did it again. Because back then everything got a sequel.
How about let's go find that asteroid and get Bruce Willis back?
Yeah, they go back to save him.
Yeah, they did it for Spock.
They went back for Mars guy.
What? Sinise?
No,
wait, that's
Mars.
Mars. What are you talking about?
When they went to go rescue him from Mars.
Oh, Damon.
They went back for Matt Damon. They can't go back for Bruce Willis.
$900 million.
It would have cost them the same amount of money to go back
$900 million
and get
to freaking save Matt Damon, but you can't save Ben Affleck. All right, Bruce Willis. Number 4.
Number 4, I went with BVS. Right.
You went with BVS.
I
really?
went with BVS.
You know what? I'm gonna give you that because his role was.
Look, as far
He
as
put a lot of people wrong.
Yeah, as far as what he gave us for Bruce Wayne, and then the fight scene, like the brooding Bruce Wayne, and like, there's a reason why I don't like Batman, blah, 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 minus the Martha scene. There's a reason, like, but him as Bruce Wayne at the very beginning, that opening scene is great. That's how you expect Bruce Wayne to behave when some type of apocalypse is going and he's stuck as being Bruce Wayne and he can't be Batman to kind of take place or take part in it. Then you figure that he would try to save everybody else that's around him with his no powers. And then at the end, we got to see him as Batman with his no powers. And in more words of Hawkeye, I'm a man out here with a bow and arrow. This is crazy. All right, but anyway, and at the end, when we got to see him as Batman, he gave us, outside of the ears on the costume, he gave us what definitively we want out of Batman. That type of action, that like where he's using gadgets and stuff and still have his hand-to-hand combat. I love what he gave me as Batman in this movie. The movie has some flaws, you know, Lex Luthor was an issue.
You don't hate BVS.
Yeah, you don't hate BVS. We did that. It's like it has some flaws, but Ben Affleck in that movie, I think he shined through in it.
I think that he was the saving grace of that movie.
Yeah,
And as
I
a matter of
think so,
fact, it went from basically being the sequel to Man of Steel to
I think it's a prequel to Justice League.
to push Superman to the side, and Batman's like the main person.
Step aside. Let's get to that Wonder Woman movie.
Exactly. So, but yeah, I thought that he. First of all, I honestly can say that his fight scene as Batman, after he makes up and wants to help Superman, I think that fight scene is probably the best Batman fight scene I have ever seen on film.
Yeah, because everything else has been pretty stiff because of their costumes, and then they really didn't do anything as far as choreography for Christian Bell in the Nolan ones.
Right, and
so,
but it was very Born Identity-ish.
Yeah.
You know,
No, it was great.
Like the Born Identity, I liked it a lot.
No, it was really good. Okay, so that brings me to my number three. Number three. And I feel like maybe, I'm not sure if you're going to put this one on your list because I don't even know if you've seen it or not, but I would assume that you have because I'm sure it won an award. Argo.
Absolutely.
It's like I love that film, and I'm not a big drama person, but when it has like a really compelling story, I will get on board for it. Especially even if that drama sometimes kind of tiptoes into kind of action-ish or espionage-ish.
It's based on a true story.
Yeah, it's based on, and I love true stories too. Even though the based on true stories isn't always based on true stories. See the Queen movie, because it was so inaccurate. But look, he did a great job in this, and like him going and getting these people. Like I feel like I'm gonna go on forever about this film. Get a chance to watch Argo. It won an award, right?
It won the Oscar.
Yeah, it won the Oscar for it. It was like this is one of like defining films of showing how well he can act, and it's like how well he can carry a film, and that he doesn't have to play like that kind of quasi comedy thing. He doesn't have to play like a goofy character or just like the extra person in it. He can be the person that we look forward to. That for me is when I decided that like he is a leading man.
Okay.
All right. Number two.
All
right, man. This is gonna mess people up. You hear this is my number two. What my number one is gonna be? It's Gone Girl.
Gone Girl. That's a damn good movie.
I was not a fan. I was not aware that it was a book, and I wasn't excited to see this damn film. But when I watched it, the way it unfolded and the twists and turns and stuff like that, it was like watching one of those, in essence, where you see like those true crime documentaries, and you're like, they start you at the beginning of who they were, and then kind of like, oh, and then they went to this, and then they kind of did this. It was a movie, true crime film, and you kind of saw the layers and levels and watched how it unfolded, and when we get to your twist, you're like, oh man, and then it leaves you at a like, oh, what the hell now? But it was really cool, and how he embraced the kind of infamy of like the popularity he was receiving for such a heinous act that he may, if you haven't seen it, he may or may have not committed.
Right.
All right. So I love it. That's great. He kind of downplayed a lot of the acting in it. It was really based on just kind of seeing a guy who was like in a situation and then just like, whoa, what do I do with all this popularity now? And what was kind of going on behind the scenes.
Right.
So that brings me to
That's
my
a good number two.
Number
one.
Got any guesses?
Dogma.
No. No. No.
Reindeer Games.
Almost. No. Accountant.
Or what?
The Accountant.
I've never seen that movie.
That is a great film.
I heard it was good, but
Him and John Barenthal. Oh my God, it's such a great film.
I've heard it was good, but I have not seen it.
Another film I didn't want to see. I went to go see that film because my kids wanted to watch another film I didn't want to see, and I was like, y'all can go watch it by yourselves. And because we were gonna do the double feature, and they went to go see some kid film I didn't want to go watch, and I needed something that was going on at the exact same time, and I don't know if it was you or somebody else that said, oh well, The Accountant's playing, and I was like, well, I'll go sit through that.
It's probably me.
I was like, I'll go sit through that till they get done with that movie. I sat on the edge of my seat that whole film because it deals with a character who's on the spectrum, dealing with what's the word I'm looking for?
Obsessive?
No. It's a word.
I know what you're talking
Yes,
about.
I can't
cannot remember.
I can't get the word out, but like he's dealing with some mental issues and how he deals with the world, where it shows the fact that like his father felt like he needed to embrace the things that would push and cause him anxiety, and he needed to embrace that, and how he transitioned it not only to being a great accountant in this film, but a highly skilled murderer.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a mathematics savant.
Yeah, that's not the word I'm looking for.
He has more affinity for numbers than people.
Like Rain Man is what I'm thinking of.
Autistic.
Autistic, thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. It was like his level his autism in the film, and how they use that, and how it makes him, like I said, not even a better, like an awesome accountant, to a highly trained John Wick-esque killer in this film. And John Barenthal at the end kind of steals the scene a little bit from the movie, and I was like,
What's John Barenthal?
huh?
It's John Barenthal.
It is John Barenthal. And I was like, once again, why is there no 2 to this? Where's the accountant part 2?
I thought I saw that there was one.
Where's the
Probably a direct-to-video
Yeah,
type
I'm
of
sure it's
thing.
something else they kind of did with other people playing the characters and stuff like that. But there should be an accountant part 2. Get it out there.
Yeah.
Get on that one. If you want to do some sequels, do that.
Barenthal almost stole Wolf of Wall Street.
He kind of did. He kind of did. When he was on screen, he kind of did.
All right, my number 5 is Dogma.
I do. See, this is why I didn't put any of those films on my list, because I knew you were going to do them.
Whose house? Run's house. So I gotta give it to him. But you know what? He was more of the leader. He was the main one, the main angel in it. Matt Damon was the sidekick on that one.
Right.
He was Loki, Loki, which he ended up playing Loki. That's hilarious.
Yeah, right.
But
Right?
but I thought that Ben Affleck was, especially when he went like and basically told the sins of everybody in the boardroom, or in that boardroom, that was one of the best scenes that I've seen with him. If you have not seen Dogma, you gotta see it just for that scene. He is fantastic in it. But
It's a good movie.
but
I
even-
knew you were going to put it on your list. I couldn't put it on mine.
But you know, the ensemble's fantastic. Obviously, you have Chris Rock and Silent Bob and Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith, and then you have Linda Fiorentino in the lead. But I think that Ben Affleck
Salma Hayek.
and Salma Hayek, of course. Yeah. You'll never hear Candy Girl the same without thinking of a Salma Hayek in this movie.
God bless.
But yes, but Ben Affleck for sure. You know, he was great as the Archangel, or the Angel. I love that one. All right, number 4 was Gone Girl 2. But you know what? Rosamund Pike was the one that I thought. Now don't get me wrong, he was great.
Yeah.
And him and Emily Ratajkowski, but I think that's her last name. But yeah, she's phenomenal in that movie. She looks amazing. But Rosamund Pike was actually the one that I liked it more for, because she's intense in that movie.
Yeah, because she has to play this dual role.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm this timid person, but not like a conniving and scheming and stuff like that.
She is intense in this movie, and you know, he plays it to perfection, especially towards the end. At the end, you know, really. But yeah, and then you're right. Like, how am I dealing with all this? And you know, I didn't really do it, but the audience doesn't know that.
Right.
So I mean, but you know, it's a fantastic movie. I thought that he did really, really good on that one. So number 3 is The Town. More for Renner. You're gonna say that? You're gonna say More for Renner? But it was still a good movie. I finally got to see.
It's a really good movie.
Yeah, and it's a good movie. I liked it a lot. I thought that the action scenes were pretty good. Renner,
I literally wrote it here, but I couldn't put it in my top 5.
Renner is the shit in this movie.
Yeah, he really is.
But yeah, I gotta give it to him.
I wrote it down. I couldn't put it in there.
Okay, number 2.
Number 2.
Now you went BVS.
Yes.
And everything that you said was absolutely on freaking point.
Okay.
But his performance in Zack Snyder's Justice League,
You went that.
I went that route.
Okay.
Because I thought that like, and we talked about it briefly in a review show that'll be coming out soon. But I thought that his approach to the redemption, in a lot of ways, it was more Snyder. I get it, but still, it was a hell of a lot better. He played Bruce Wayne and Batman a hell of a lot better in Justice League this time around than he did the first time.
So, I mean, you had 4 hours to really kind of flesh him out. So when we get the ultimate edition of BVS, when it's 4 hours long, then we can talk about how great he was in BVS.
Don't get me wrong. No, you were right. He actually showed us. He showed more of the Bruce Wayne Batman from the Dark Knight Returns graphic novel,
Right.
Then probably, you know, he probably did it the best than any of them.
Right.
And even though the Dark Knight was kind of loosely based off the Long Halloween, Bale did a great job, fantastic. And you know, we always say Dark Knight's probably the best comic book movie ever.
Yes.
Or one of, anyway. But you know,
Spider-Man too.
his approach this time around, I thought was just a lot better, and I thought he, as Bruce Wayne, was just way better than it was in
No, it was. I mean, like, I love it. It's like
one.
I'm very satisfied with the DCU now after that.
All right, my number one is Argo.
Really? Okay.
Really?
Okay.
But here's why too. Okay, not just was his performance good, not just was his ensemble excellent. Freaking Alan Arkin was freaking great in that movie, but I thought that Argo was really, even though he got the Oscar for Good Will Hunting, he wrote that. I get that. But I think this is the first time really that you took Ben Affleck seriously.
Because he directed this, right?
He produced it, I think.
Oh, okay.
But you took him seriously as a filmmaker.
Yeah.
You know, just like when you get, you know, guys like Clooney who do something like that movie Solaris, or I think that's what he won the Oscar for.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't either. But, you know, you start taking him seriously on a lot of things. Brad Pitt's another guy like that where he, you know, he gets, you could take him seriously with his A24 brand.
Right.
So I thought.
He's behind A24?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I thought that, if I remember right, he was behind A24.
Damn,
but anyway,
a lot of good films too.
but I think that this is where you really took Ben Affleck seriously as a filmmaker. And if you look at a lot of the films that he's done after, you know, there's some really strong performances in there by him too. So, and I have a couple of my honorable mentions, so we'll go there. All right, so that was my number one. Honorable mentions.
It's like, hey, F you, Reindeer Games.
Reindeer Games don't get nothing?
No, Reindeer Games is my honorable mention.
Okay.
And The Town.
Yes, that's right.
Look, Reindeer Games, for the simple fact that they tried to make, before Batman, they tried to make Ben Affleck, well, before Daredevil, they tried to make Ben Affleck an action star.
I think that was after Armageddon, maybe.
Was it after Armageddon? It was like there's action in Armageddon, but it ain't action star action.
It wasn't Michael Bay.
Yeah, and it's like, so this was an attempt. But it's still kind of like, I see what you're trying to do, and I get it. It was entertaining, but overall, not the greatest film. It's entertaining. The Town, like you said, a good film. He's overshadowed, man.
You gravitated towards Renner more.
He's overshadowed in this film.
You're right, but you have to admit, it is a good movie.
It's a good movie. No.
Okay.
All right, that's my honorable mention.
That's it? That's all you had, really?
I could put Good Will Hunting. I could put Dogma. I could put
Phantoms, yo?
Oh, not Phantoms. Not Phantoms. Geely.
Okay, let's not do that. All right. My honorable mention starts with Armageddon. My honorable mention starts with Armageddon.
Right.
Everything you said was right. Great freaking cast. That's phenomenal cast. You know, and every time, you know, people want to say, you know, oh, just give it up, or like, I won't give up. And the thing that I say the most is,
in the back of your head or what?
no, I'm gonna hit 800 feet.
No.
I'm not gonna stop until I hit 800 feet. Damn it! All right, so that's mine. All right.
Then he tells Michael Bay, why can't we just teach the astronauts to drill? And he's like, you shut the fuck up and go over there.
All right.
That's the best interview from Ben Affleck ever.
All right, Daredevil. I like Daredevil.
I mean, great costume design.
Very good costume design.
I mean, that is the epitome of what a great comic book costume, and what we've been striving to see Daredevil actually look like on film.
Yeah.
The movie, not that great. We did do You Don't Hate Daredevil. The movie's not that great.
Jennifer Garner, Evanescence, training scene. I'm good. All right.
I mean, it was kind of sexual assault on that playground, but you know.
Hey, that's a good point. I had BVS also.
Right.
Everything you said. I had Good Will Hunting. Chasing Amy.
It was a small part.
He's the lead. What do you mean it's a small part?
Wait, hold up a second. Do I not remember that film? It's like all I remember is
he's in love with the lesbian. And
why do I feel
Jason
like
Lee is his friend. He's the tracer. They give him shit for being the tracer.
I pictured somebody else in that
Black
film.
Rage.
Through my whole life, I've always pictured somebody, and I can't tell you who the actor is. I always pictured as I never pictured it as Ben Affleck.
Yeah, man. Ben Affleck was freaking. He's the lead in Chasing Amy. Yeah. Okay, so I like that one a lot. Jane Silent Bob Strike Back, both of them.
Right.
And I've said this before, and I think you've heard me say it. His monologue or his dialogue actually in the Jane Silent Bob reboot, he has a spot. He's playing the same character from Chasing Amy.
Right.
And he has a spot, you know, where he's hitting the dialogue and he's stating, when you are going through life, you are the star, right? You are the star. Once you have kids, you become the stage, and they are the stars.
Okay.
And there was something about that line that I thought was like,
Oh,
damn, that was
like
freaking badass.
It's like you are putting them in a position to then, you know.
Yes, it's not about you no more. Now you are the stage holding them up so they can perform because they are the stars.
Right.
Right. And I thought that was brilliant writing, great dialogue, but the way he delivered it, I thought it was fantastic. So
does he even have kids? Not Ben Affleck, but
what?
Jason
Jason Mewes?
I mean, not Jason Mewes.
Kevin Smith?
Kevin Smith, thank you. I couldn't remember her name. I was like, does he even have kids?
His daughter's name is Harley Quinn.
Oh, okay. There you go. Because I was like, because I was gonna say, I was like, I'm sure that was written from like an own personal thought.
Oh, absolutely.
It was like
Matter of
that's
fact,
how he feels in his own heart.
Harley Quinn Smith is in the movie. So yeah, if you haven't seen the reboot, it's freaking hilarious. Anyway, all right, and then my last one I had was this movie called Hollywoodland. Do you remember that?
I remember it coming out, and I remember not seeing it.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Because they were trying to be like more like what was the movie with
it was like the black
guy from Drive?
I want to say the Black Dahlia.
No, the guy from Drive when he did that.
Gosling.
Yeah, Ryan. Yeah, when
No,
where he did like it was kind of like that 50s detective type movie. It was,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but it was
remember.
trying to be that. Or no. LA Confidential. It was trying to be LA Confidential. That's what it was saying.
But this one was he actually played George Reeves.
That's right, the Superman thing. I never saw that. I know the picture.
So Ben Affleck is the first actor to technically wear the Superman costume and the Batman costume. He's technically the first one. And it's so funny and ironic that Christopher Reeve is the most famous for playing Superman.
Right.
But not Reeves, George Reeves is a TV show, but yeah. So that's an honorable mention because that was actually a pretty good movie.
That's one of the things. I was aware of him being in a costume, but I never remember what movie that was from.
Yeah, but when I was talking about that whole about taking him more seriously as a filmmaker and Live by, there was a movie called Live by Night where that was a lot like, you know, he's a gangster and all that.
Okay.
And it was okay, but he actually was pretty good in it. And then there was another one that he just did The Way Back where he was the
coach.
The coach. But his performance was really freaking good because you could just see the drunk.
I'm off of white people come save underprivileged colored people. I was like, I don't want to see any more of that. I don't want to see any more of that. I'm done. And I was like, it better be a black coach.
You know, it's the other way. You know, sometimes it is the other way around, right? Where like Big Mama's house, the guys will come and save the white family.
Yeah,
Medea's got to come save the white family.
No, that was when it was the friendly black guy that came to come help some white person get better and stronger with the Bagger Vance thing and
hey, with Matt Damon.
Yeah. Your Happy Gilmores and stuff like that. It was like, we already played that side of it too. I want more Stand By Me's.
More Lean On Me's.
Yeah, sorry.
Lean On Me's.
Lean On Me.
Forget it.
More Lean On Me's. Give me more of that. I don't want no more Dangerous Minds. I don't want any of that stuff. I don't want any more...
Stand Delivers.
Stand Deliver, but also Blind Sides. I don't want any more of those.
Which most of that shit that he said didn't even happen.
All right, see?
All right, Terrence, take us home.
All right, so that's my feeling about white people saving a bunch of colored folks. So if you guys have more Ben Affleck films that we did not include in here, if you're a big Phantoms fan and you want to put that on your list,
Phantoms, yo!
Please put that in the list. I want Phantoms and Reindeer Games on your list together. Please do it. Phantoms, Reindeer Games, and Geely.
And Mallrats.
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 Any Kevin Smith film that we haven't already mentioned, please put that in your list. Make sure you subscribe as well as click the notification button so that way you're aware of all the other top 5s that are probably going to be a bunch of them coming out right now because I'm a little bit behind in editing. I had a lot of work to do, so it kind of like derailed me on my editing, but I'm going to get on that. So if you are subscribed, you're going to see like a flood of videos popping up. I mean, maybe not. But,
you're going to be sick of us.
And that's all I got.
All right, for Aspen and Carla and Art, wherever the hell they're at, I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And we'll see you next time.
Real quick, if you're still here, because we do these into the video little blooper things. If you're still here, look down. There's a link here for Patreon. If you guys like the show, please give us money. Give us money. We'll take a penny. We'll take a nickel. We'll take a dime. We'll take a dollar. We have some stuff on there that we're giving away on Patreon if you do contribute, because trust me, we need help. We need help. We want to buy new equipment, and we need an editor. Somebody who doesn't have to stay up in the middle of the night. Or they don't have to stay up in the middle, but I won't have to do it. So please, down patreon.com/thegoods. It's in the link. Please do it. We appreciate it.